one and only boxing guru, aka Wilder Hater. For Under the Microscope, Episode 3, Jarrett Hurd versus Francisco Santana. This is going to be my first fight in attendance, January 25th at the Barclays Center. I'm looking forward to this fight and Jarrett's return after his unanimous defeat against J-Rock. I'm looking for Jarrett to come out with his new trainer with a new attitude, like Aretha Franklin would say. I'm looking for Jarrett to correct fundamental flaws that I see that limit him and hurt him against Julian J-Rock Williams in their title defense. I'm looking for Jarrett to double jab, stay behind his jab so he can give angles, so Francisco won't be able to walk him down without taking clean power shots. This is going to be a fan-friendly fight, and I'm looking for Jarrett to look, pretty good against this guy, because I think this guy is tailor-made for Jarrett, and plus for Jarrett to return and work on some of his flaws. And in videos, I'm going to show you the flaws that I'm looking for Jarrett to correct and understand that's why he lost, and that's why he was losing in other fights, but he came back and got a knockout against Tony Harrison and a knockdown against Laura. So these are key fundamentals that I think Jarrett must recognize and realize so he can move on in the second chapter of his boxing career. I'm rooting for Jarrett. I know his mom and dad, they are nice people. Jarrett is a nice fighter. So I'm hoping that he has this flaws, taken care of. And I'm going to be there in attendance. I hope to get a video. Most likely I'm going to be back there with him. Thanks to my main man, Sam. Give a shout out to Sam, Mr. Watson. Yeah, so I'm going to try to get a personal and up-close video with Jarrett to make sure before he fights that he has the game plan that I want him to have behind that double jab. Walking him down behind his stick, because his stick is very important to him and him winning the fight and him transitioning his boxing career, because I want him to fight for the unified titles now, because at 154 pounds, there's a lot of weird stuff been going on. You have the titles changing hands left and right. You just saw Julian J-Rock Williams lose over the weekend. I didn't expect that. But Julian didn't do anything that I wanted him to do as a Philadelphia fighter. When you're getting outboxed like typical Philadelphia fighters does, that goes on the inside. I didn't see that from Julian J-Rock. I'm looking for that in his rematch with Banana. So I'm looking for a correction. A lot of these fighters have to go back to fundamentals, and they need to go on my channel and look, because I'm bringing out key details that's going to help them, not hurt them, but make them aware of the things that I think they need to correct and must be correct in a fight. A jab, giving angles. And then when you're getting outboxed, you got to be able to know how to go inside. You got to be versatile if you want to be a great champion. Great champions have not just one-dimensional. So definitely, I'm looking for Jarrett, and I believe he's going to be able to correct that with his new trainer. I don't know who his new trainer is. I can't think of his name right now, but I'm looking forward to Jarrett to making a nice return and make sure he's fundamentally sound. So I'm going to be definitely looking at him closely under the microscope. You went Under the Microscope with Boxing Guru, aka Wilder Hater. We're going to take a deeper look into Jarrett Hurd. This is the fight between Jarrett Hurd against Julian J-Rock Williams. If you look carefully, Jarrett has pretty good movement. As a big man, he's doing right. He's circling. But one thing I don't like is he letting Julian J-Rock Williams walk in without eating a double jab, because Jarrett has a 76-inch reach, and I want him to use it to his advantage by sitting down on his punches instead of giving up his position. And I want it to be stiff and hard and he circle around, so when J-Rock or Francisco walks into him, they're gonna have to worry about that jab. And then Jarrett can throw a combination off there, whether it's a right hand or a hook off of there. But I want to see if Jarrett made these improvements, because he definitely gonna need it to go further in his career or to get his belts back as the unified champion. See, because right now he's making it too easy for J-Rock to get closer, and he's not using his jab effectively. So that's the one key thing. If I get a chance to talk to Jarrett Swift, I'm going to tell him about that. Your stick is a basic and fundamental weapon that you need to use at all times to help set up other punches. And if you look carefully, Jarrett is not doing anything. He's not pumping that jab like he's supposed to. That was a good overhand right, but I wanted to see it come off that jab. It would have landed more effectively. And he's letting J-Rock get comfortably by just walking in. So that's important for Jarrett to, come back, reinvent it, because he definitely going to need it. I like how he was pumping the jab right there, but I need him to pump it more. That should be his primary weapon of choice, is his jab. He should average a bunch of at least 30, maybe 20 jabs around, because it's supposed to be stiff and it's supposed to be a weapon to hold fighters off of him. So I'm looking for him to double that up. So if he learns that, I think Jarrett has a great chance of getting his titles back, because he's durable and he's big. So he can be able to walk fighters down and keep them at bay with his jab and his weight, because it seems like he's naturally bigger than a lot of the fighters that he fights. So he got to use it effectively. And I'm looking for Jarrett to do that January 25th in the Barclays Center. Those are going to be one of the things I'm looking for. His punch placement and how he controls the distance. If you notice closely, the way Jarrett Hurd is fighting, he's fighting too close in the inside. This is what I don't want to see from Jarrett. Jarrett has a 76.5-inch reach. I want him to use it at all times until he's ready to come in. I don't want him to let no fighter dictate when they come inside without taking a beating from that stick of his. See, Jarrett should hold until the referee breaks it up. He shouldn't be in there punching with J-Rock. Let the referee, now instead of him walking in, he's supposed to be pumping that stick. See how sloppy that first jab was? We don't need that. We need him back creating distance and separations from J-Rock. That's the one thing Jarrett must, and important thing that he has to work on, because it's very critical, because with this type of inside play, the scoring could go against him. And plus, it takes a lot out you when you're wrestling in the inside with fighters when you don't have to, especially with a 76-inch reach. It's very critical that Jarrett remembers that at all times. 76-inch reach. I'm supposed to be popping that stick like Larry Holmes. Jarrett needs to watch some of Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes won fights just with a jab by itself. See, now he gets a break, and let's see what he does with it. Even with the break, when the referee drops it, he walks right back in. That's a no-no. In my book, that's a no-no. He should never do that. He should have been popping that stick. See, now he letting J-Rock tee off on him. He definitely got to correct that. If he don't, he's still going to fall victim, because this inside fighting is not really his. I want to see him work outside with his jab. See, he's missing shots. He's never placing his shots because he's busy wrestling instead of boxing. These are very important and fundamental corrections that Jarrett Swift Hurd must correct if he wants to move forward in his career, because these are minor little things that can help him and prevent him from losing fights when he could win easily. Subscribe to me if you want more.